You know, there's a simple three-word philosophy that powered one of the greatest athletes of all time. It's all about a commitment to constant growth. So in this explainer, we're going to break down what it really, truly means to just be better.
So where does it all start? Well, it starts the second you open your eyes. This isn't about some huge life-altering change. It's about elevating the fundamentals, the very rhythm of your day-to-day life.
And it also gets into how we handle success and failure. You know, how do we actually learn more from our losses? And how do we stay gracious when we win? It's a real challenge to our character, no matter what the outcome is.
Now, this idea, it moves beyond just us and into our connections with other people. It's about really showing up for the people in our lives, but it's also about finding the strength inside to fight for the things we believe in.
Three simple words, but together, they're this profound call to action. So, where does this incredibly powerful message come from? And what is it really asking of us?
Well, these words were immortalized in a Nike tribute to the late, great Kobe Bryant, and it was voiced by the poet and artist Kendrick Lamar. When you set that against Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, it becomes this meditation on Kobe's legendary work ethic, what we all know as the Mamba mentality.
And the tone of this tribute? Wow, it's absolutely unmistakable. This is not some soft suggestion, it is a direct challenge. There's a seriousness to it, a real sense of urgency that tells you this isn't something you can just put off. Growth doesn't wait.
At the end of the day, the message here goes so much deeper than just winning a game. It's really about taking full ownership of your own journey, a commitment to the process, and the mindset you bring to the table every single day, no matter what the final score is.
Now, here's what's so powerful about this message. It's how it's framed from two totally distinct, but also complementary perspectives. We get to see better as two sides of the very same coin.
And this just illustrates the two halves of growth perfectly. On one side, you have Kobe's frame, that relentless physical work, the endless practice, the discipline that screams talent is never enough. But on the other side, you have Kendrick's frame, the inner work, the reflection, the mental focus that turns improvement into a conscious daily process. The thing is, you absolutely need both.
Okay, so this brings us to the personal call to action, because just admiring a philosophy, that's not enough. The real challenge is figuring out how to apply it to our own lives.
So let's just start with this one foundational question. Forget about everybody else for a minute. When you hear the words be better, what does that trigger for you in your own world?
You know, for some of us, it might just be about pushing past our comfort zones in small daily ways. For others, it's all about resilience, learning from mistakes instead of letting them beat you. Or hey, maybe it's about connection, or discipline, or setting those goals you once thought were totally out of reach.
Okay, now let's get a little more specific. Growth rarely happens when things are easy, right? It happens at the points of friction. So where's that friction for you right now? Where's life kind of pushing you to level up?
And these challenges, they can pop up literally anywhere. It could be a physical challenge in sports, an intellectual one at school, or an emotional one in your relationships. It might even be an internal battle, like building the confidence to speak up or finally mastering the discipline to manage your time.
So this is the pivot point. This is where reflection meets action. It's time to channel all these ideas into a real, concrete commitment, to go from just thinking about being better to actively doing something about it.
But why set a specific goal? Well, because a goal gives you a clear direction, a North Star. It becomes your motivation when things get tough. And maybe most importantly, it gives you a way to actually measure your progress and celebrate those victories along the way.
And the framework for this is just beautifully simple. It's an I will statement. That's it. All you have to do is fill in that blank with a specific, tangible action that you can actually commit to.
And your statement can be about anything. Maybe it's about finding your voice in a group, or maybe it's all about consistency, turning that vague desire for fitness into a real daily habit. The power is in being specific.
And please remember this, the journey to better is almost never a straight line. There are gonna be setbacks, but persistence, that is the engine that turns your daily efforts into real, lasting results. It's about not giving up when it gets hard.
So we end right where the tribute ends, with the simplest, most direct question of all. It's not asking if it will be easy. It's just asking if you're willing to commit. Can you do that?